Anybody celebrating this right now, condoning it, reveling in it, saying he deserved it, you are part of the problem. They can no longer be part of the left. There is no hope of redemption for this country if we do not stop the radicalization. At first,
well, if she would have just ended the video right there, perfectly fine, perfectly serviceable video. Again, no apologies, but you know what? Hey, at least it's something, you know, at least it's something. But seeing as there's still 19 minutes left in this video, she kind of erases all of that good beginning right there.
This man was arrested and reported as being the suspect. In it, he is heard saying, I'll show you.
So I'm going to skip this a little bit and get somewhere where she's just talking about it.
All of this needs to be condemned. All of this only fans the flame of greater hatred and greater violence. It has to stop. Charlie Kirk, for everything that I disagreed with him about, which was almost everything, was exercising his free speech. I participated in events in free speech against him, talking about, dialoguing with, and engaging with supporters and conservatives, because dialogue has to be the way forward. Initially, he was reported as being stable by friends and family. However, those close to him, unconfirmed sources, began posting that he had passed away. At 4:40 p.m. today, September 10th, Trump reported that he had passed away. Minutes later, both CNN and CBS verified this confirmation that he has passed away. Look at the reaction on the right already. Begging for fascism.
See, she started off fine, right? If you're celebrating this, you're not part of the left. Okay, cool. You should have just stopped the video, just stopped, posted, bada bing, bada boom. You would have been fine. But she had to just keep talking. She had to just keep talking.
Begging for fascism.
Hey, you dumb bitch. Maybe if you stopped calling us fascists, this wouldn't have happened. And you're continuing to call us fascists. You believe we're fascists, okay? You believe it, and you tell, and you, while you might not be mentally ill enough to go and murder someone about it, you know, there are other people that are mentally ill enough to go do something about it, and someone did. And you know what? Instead of just saying, hey, this is sick, I condemn it, and just ended it off, no, instead you have to go and make it how it's our fault yet again.
Begging that we go to war. As somebody on the left, I am happy to vehemently denounce this. The moment that I found out about this event, strong condemnation for the shooter, strong support for Charlie, strong wishes that he survives, and insisting that he was utilizing his free speech, as much as I disagree with this free speech. If you are on the right and you are inciting war, you are suggesting further lockdowns, further punishing of opposing views, you are the same as the people celebrating Charlie Kirk. You are all inciting hatred and promoting.
See, again, she's making it, oh, the right-wingers are again bad. It's our faults yet again. And yet again, they can't help themselves. And this is what led to all this stuff. This is what we're trying to tell you. You can't just come on here and just say, you know what, it was wrong, I condemn it. And if you're celebrating this, you're an awful person. You can't just come on here and say that. You have to now spend, there's still like 16, 17 minutes left in this video. You have to spend the rest of this time making it about how right-wingers bad. You are part of the problem.
Violence in this country. It has to stop. Every one of you fools think that the paradigm of good times make for weak men make for bad times, which we are in, and that bad times make for strong men. Strong men aren't violent, they're principled. Now, more than ever, the principled position is to stand by what Charlie Kirk believed in, free speech. All TPU was about free speech. That's the point of these things.
So now she's begging us to stick to our principles. Yeah, no. Again, like I said earlier, I'm done sticking to principles, okay? A line's been crossed with the murder of Charlie Kirk. A line has officially been crossed, Okay. We've been sticking to our principles. We've been doing our best to stick to our principles and not turn into you. But you guys don't care. You guys don't care if we're fascist or you're not. You're going to call us fascist no matter what.
And it was effective. The reason the left didn't like him, his opinions aside, and worried about him is because he was so effective at using free speech to convince young voters to the right. He didn't do it through violence. He did it through free speech. Now, you might argue he did it also through misinfo. And free speech can include that. And yes, there are issues with free speech that we still have to wrestle through. But if you think that violence is the appropriate answer, you are delusional. You have no idea what you're talking about, or you are so full of rage and hatred that you're better off going out to the farm, petting some animals, and getting therapy. Get off the internet. I knew people that were on the ground. I knew people that were right front stage. The moment it happened, I got a text saying, I just saw Charlie Kirk shot in the neck. Now, I will say I cannot show you guys the video, but it was an arterial bleed. Most people who've seen the video, the graphic video of him being shot, did not believe that he would make it. Now, it's possible, obviously, with combat medics and quick response that some people do survive arterial bleeds. He didn't. And what every single pundit is going to do is try to demand for radicalism. And I want to be really clear, for every group blaming only one side, you are part of the problem.
No, you
Political division, first of all, is massively being seeded by non-humans, by bots, because democracy dies in the face of misinformation and disinformation, which is a huge problem that has disproportionately affected the right. And the problem with the left is there has been no willing to bridge, to soften, or to work with anyone who is bipartisan.
See, in her video here, where she's trying to empathize and sympathize with Charlie Kirk's family and the right and stuff like that, she still blames the right. Right there, did you hear what she just said? Oh, misinformation is strong within the right, but the left's problem is that they don't want to really bridge. Oh, that's the issue. The left just believes all the correct things. We believe all the wrong things, but the left's problem is that they're just not willing to talk to us. That's their main problem. Yeah. Everything the left believes is 100% true, guys. Did you not know that? They have all the correct facts. We have all the wrong facts. And the only thing the left is not willing to do is just talk to us. That's the only issue. That's the only thing that's wrong with them.
And reasonable because of purity politicking. We have driven ourselves into a state where division is the necessary conclusion. But if you're sitting here saying the left is so violent, Trump just the other day announced war on Chicago. Trump just the other day released Secretary of War. NATO, as of right now, is meeting in Poland because of Article 4 of the NATO allegiance.
So again, instead of looking at the left and looking at how all the left has been violent, which are countless examples, again, she resorts to the tried and true method that the left goes to, which is orange man bad. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget. Orange man bad. Don't forget that.
Because of the drone strikes.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Chicago, why is Donald Trump sending troops to Chicago? Oh, is it because of all the right-wing violence? Is he trying to send start a war with Chicago or something in a political war? No, it's because there's a ton of violence going on in Chicago that the Democrats have allowed. And he is sending troops in there to squash it. He is trying to actually stop violence. That's what he's trying to do because the Democrats won't do it.
They're threatening European borders. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself that it's just the others. Every single person has to look at themselves and go, what am I doing? I have to. I have to look at myself and go, what am I doing? Guess who's saying this is war? It's the right. You are just at fault for this, if not more.
She goes, I have to look at myself. Does she look at herself? No, she doesn't. Immediately after saying how she has to look at herself, she immediately brings up Libs of TikTok saying this is war. Oh, do you run Libs of TikTok? I didn't know you ran Libs of TikTok. I could have sworn this was run by someone else. Oh, so wait, you're not going to look at yourself and see how you contributed to it?
More right now. If this event turns into further violence, the right is now at fault for the further violence. We shouldn't be calling for war. Anyone with an ounce of principles should be denouncing this, but there's
in any of that, there have been wars that have been started because someone was shot dead. You understand that, right? I can't think of any specific examples, but there have been wars started over things like this. So it's not us saying, we could make the argument that your side shooting and killing Charlie Kirk or even celebrating it, one could make the argument that you're kind of starting a war. Just us saying this is war. It's not us trying to declare war. It's saying that, hey, we're being under attack. And listen, we tried to be like Charlie Kirk himself was doing it the right way. He was having debates on campus, free speech, right? Right. He was doing it the right way. We're not the ones going around killing lefties. Are we the ones going and shooting lefty personalities, huh? Does David Pacman have to fear for his life from right-wingers? Do you have to fear for your life from right-wingers? Does Destiny have to fear for his life from right-wingers? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure Destiny or all these people who could afford protection probably have protection because you never know. But I don't think he's specifically worried some kind of right-winger is going to attack him, because we don't do that in general anyway, and we don't support it. However, you guys always condone your guys' violent action because you guys think you're fighting against fascism and oppression. Therefore, it's justified in your point of view. We don't think we're fighting like fascism or some kind of dangerous force. Like, it's weird, because we do use like language, like we call them demoncrats and evil and demons. Like, we use that type of language too, but still none of us are going out just killing people. That's so weird how that works. Why is that?
40,000 likes.
Talk to me about the environment in which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this. But following up what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech. Or
like, you can make the argument, Pumpkinhead says here it's been a war for years. We're just holding back. I mean, yeah, like, look at all that we've had to put up with the last 10 years alone. Look at all that we've had to put up with. We've had to deal with like suppression of our free speech on social media. We've had to deal with being actually locked down into our homes. We weren't allowed to even go to churches. We had to had a vaccine forced upon us. Like, there was almost a point where there was a point in some cities where we had to show our vaccine cards just to get into certain places. We've had to put up with our cities being burnt down to the ground. We've had to deal with the person that we want to elect as president almost being shot and killed. Look at all the shit that we've had to deal with, this leftist terrorism that we've had to deal with the last 10 years or so. And yet assholes like Not So Erudite here and all these people are still going to blame us for it because they're pieces of shits. They're like, seriously, they're like abusive spouses. Oh, it's your fault that I beat the shit out of you. Maybe if you would have just had my dinner on time, I wouldn't have had to beat the crap out of you.
Sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
And the worst part is that right now, we don't even know who the suspect is. It's just being blamed on the left. And to be clear, I'm aware it probably is left. It could be a Groyper. The Groypers were known for actively harassing TPUSA. In fact, when I was at TPU events and Groypers approached, security was constantly following them and pressuring them to leave. Anybody on the right knows that TPU and the Groypers did not have a good relationship. They don't like each other. But also,
oh, yeah. Well, it could be left. But what about the Groypers, though? The Groypers didn't like them. Yeah. I'm sure it's the Groypers, Erudite. Yeah, good job there.
also, the far left has been engaging in a lot of violence as well.
See, she briefly mentions, she's like, well, it could be left. And you know what? The far left have been engaging in violence. But notice how she talked mostly about the Gropers, who has nothing to do with this conversation as far as I'm. Who the hell suspect that Groper did it? I mean, is it possible? Yeah, sure, it's possible. But does anyone really think a Groper did it? No. So she spent most of her time talking about the Gropers, and then, but yeah, and then sandwich, like, it's like she has this meaty sandwich. She talked mostly about the Gropers between two lefty buns. And so it's like, yeah, but I guess it could be the left. No, it most likely is the left.
Because that's what you guys are begging for. It really is. And the worst part is,
we're begging for it to be a lefty. No. We just think it is. We're not begging. We're not hoping. I hope it's a lefty. Please let it be a lefty. Please let it be. No. We just think it is. Because again, as I just said a little while ago, for the past 10 years or so, we've been under threat of lefty violence. Under the threat of lefty violence constantly. You can't even wear a freaking Donald Trump hat without being harassed over it. You can't even have a Donald Trump sign on your lawn without some lunatic lefty coming on here and harassing you over it. If you just owned a Tesla, if you owned a Tesla, you had your car vandalized. If you just worked at a Tesla dealership, you were under the threat of violence because lunatic lefties didn't like Elon Musk because he was working with Donald Trump. That's how insane your side is. And you guys, again, justify the violence. You guys don't condemn it. You guys always justify it because in your head, again, you think you're fighting a precious fascists.
Is there isn't going to be space for the conversation about the type of dialogue that is necessary for building hatred, which, yes, most of us have participated in, including Charlie Kirk. That doesn't mean that Charlie Kirk deserves to be killed. But everyone's just going to point to each other and talk about how the other side's more evil.
Isn't that what she's doing right now? Like, she's pointing to us right now and saying, look at these people calling for war. Oh my gosh. What is it that these right-wingers? She's doing it right now as she's chastising us for pointing fingers.
And nobody is going to look at the fact that we are all doing this to each other to different degrees. Some worse than others. Some worse than others. Like I said, I disagree with every single thing Charlie Kirk said. But if there is no space, if this event itself cannot bring about bipartisan work, you've missed the point. You've missed the point. And principles have died. Your principles have died. The right is right now galvanizing its side to attack the left. If you have any scruples or principles, you should push against that. Anybody who is on the left should be denouncing anybody celebrating it. And anybody on the right should be vehemently denouncing the encouragement of radicalization.
Notice how she said that. She's like, if you're on the left, you should denounce anyone celebrating. But if you're on the right, you should vehemently denounce the encouragement of war. She doesn't care about Charlie Kirk or us. She's scared about herself. All these stupid lefties are all they care about is themselves, and they care about any retaliation they may face because of this. They do not give a single flying about Charlie Kirk.
The promotion of hatred of the left, the promotion and inflaming of civil war, libs of TikTok. This is war. Sure are trying to incite it. Is this hate speech at this point? Should this be chargeable?
So again, she's more offended that libs of TikTok said this is war. She seems to be more offended than Charlie Kirk being murdered. She seems way more offended about us. Again, this is what the left do. They're abusive spouses. It's your guys' fault. You guys shouldn't have said this. Oh, someone that you care about died? Well, you know what? I get you're angry, but you shouldn't be saying things like this.
Are you inciting violence? Because I think that you are. But I understand that there is no sentiment for what I'm saying. There is no will for moderation. There is no will for bipartisanship. The right has, under Trump, I don't even care about Epstein anymore. Principles have been gone. And the left can't even coordinate its shit enough to have a cohesive identity. We're fractured. It's so frustrating because in many ways we are all complicit in this. And because of that, in many ways, no one is. If If social media environment incites this type of engagement that is necessarily inflaming both sides at all times, and even my participation, you could argue that me criticizing the farthest left is inflaming this, is making them more angry because they're not being heard. You could say that me pointing out that Trump is trying to pass unironic anti-democracy policy is inflaming the left. And
so notice how she said there, she goes, well, I contributed to it. I even, you can make the, I'm doing it. I mean, you could argue that I'm also discouraging the left is what does she say exactly? Just listen how she puts this.
There is no,
don't fall for her bullshit. There's a lot of stupid Simpson in her comment section that thinks, oh my God, and I'll get to those, but don't fall for her bullshit.
Will for bipartisanship, the right environment incites this type of engagement that is necessarily inflaming both sides at all times, and even my participation.
Watch.
You could argue
even my participation. Oh, okay. What's your participation? Iridite, what are you doing?
That me criticizing the farthest left is inflaming this, is making.
Oh, her criticizing. Oh, so her criticizing the farthest left is inflaming this. So no. Her criticizing the right. No. That's not part of her problem that she has to kind of deal with herself. No. It's that she's criticizing the far left. That's her problem here.
Making them more angry because they're not being heard. You could say that me pointing out that Trump is trying to pass unironic.
Okay. Keep in mind, she said pointing out, not making claims, just pointing out. In other words, she is just saying what's true.
You could say that me pointing out that Trump is trying to pass unironic anti-democracy policy is inflaming the left.
See? So it's not that she is making claims that aren't true, or maybe not all true, or whatever, or she's spinning it that Donald Trump is going after our democracy and whatnot to her lefty, insane, simp, mentally ill fan base. No, it's that she's just pointing it out, and that's what's fanning the flame. See, it's Donald Trump is doing bad things, okay, and her pointing it out is what's inflaming the left. It's not her just bullshitting about Donald Trump is what's flaming the left. No. It's just he's actually doing bad things. She's just pointing it out, and that's what's inflaming the left.
And encouraging war. And the issue is, does that mean that there's no way that we can talk about it? And the answer has to be, there is a way. There is a way. There has to be a way that we talk about it. But if violence is a thread or hook attached to the way in which you must talk about it, I would say to you, you're erring. It's the wrong way. Strong men are principled, not violent. Remember, humanity at its most evil typically has engaged in groupthink and tribalism.
She doesn't encourage strong men, though. She doesn't want strong men. She wants weak men. She's pro-feminist. She's pro-feminism, and that leads to weak men.
Humanity at its greatest has engaged in group cohesion and participation. If this type of event doesn't make you concerned about radicalization, if this type of event makes you laugh and shrug or assume that you just have to become more radicalized now, you're doing exactly what the Russian bots want. You're doing exactly what the radicals want. Because for those of you uninformed moderates, which is most of you, radicals are agitative and accelerationist. Both the radical tankies and the Gropers, and concerningly, it seems like MAGA.
Why is she freaking talking about the Gropers?
Want to accelerate the destruction of democracy.
So, okay. So again, she's sitting here wondering, well, how is she inflaming it? And she's really looked in herself. How am I inflaming it? Meanwhile, she's inflaming it.
And concerningly, which is most of you, radicals are agitative and accelerationist. Both the radical tankies.
Who are the
and
tank?
the
Who are the tankies? Are those commies? What's a tanky?
Wipers. And concerningly, it seems like MAGA want to accelerate the destruction of democracy.
Yeah. So listen, someone who was MAGA, Charlie Kirk, was murdered in cold blood, right? And so she's sitting here saying violence is not the answer. But then she continues to call MAGA radicals and pretty much extremists who want to take down democracy. Is there not a single brain cell in her head that's telling her, no self-awareness whatsoever, that makes her think, gee, maybe calling a group of people extremists and radicals is what gets them killed, right? But no, she's a moron, has no self-awareness whatsoever, absolutely zero self-awareness.
And they do that by sowing disunity. If you allow this to radicalize you, if you don't take this as impetus to cool hatred now, you are doing what every human group in the past that was in endless war failed to do. You are that fool. You've learned nothing from history. You've learned nothing from our principles. You've learned nothing from Jesus. You are failing on every principle we have.
By the way, there's like 8 minutes left of this, of just lecturing about how if you're angry about the Charlie Kirk thing, well, then you're the baddie here. That's what this has turned into.
In the American dream of what we're built on, Roman law, Greek philosophy, and Christian morality, you are failing all three of these things. If you think that war, hatred, tribalism is the way to go forward. Our country, our visions of beauty, our narratives, our stories are about forgiveness. They're about overcoming great evils.
Oh, shut the up about forgiveness. The left doesn't believe in forgiveness. Who have the left forgiven? Even when the left comes after and cancels someone and that person apologizes, there's no forgiveness there. There's no grace there. It's like, well, they were only apologizing because they got caught. They're still canceled anyway. The left doesn't believe in forgiveness at all. Do not talk to us about forgiveness.
They're about finding a way to forgive. Because empathy and forgiveness and principles and believing in peace and fighting for peace, that's hard.
Yeah, is it peaceful to shoot someone in cold blood? Is that peaceful, erudite? Like, why are you lecturing us about peace? We're not the ones who shot and killed somebody.
It's really easy when nothing bad is going on, and it's really hard when you actually have to do it. Forgiveness isn't forgiveness if it isn't quite difficult, because then there's nothing really to forgive. Grace isn't grace if it's just easy to give. It's probably just enabling. Mercy isn't mercy if you don't even have to deliberate about it, if you don't have to fight your own human impulses to give it. It's like we've forgotten that principles were supposed to be hard, that your crosses daily. I'm seeing so many Christians right now posting about war, about killing the left. Shame on you. Shame on you. And shame on the people who killed Charlie Kirk. Shame on the people celebrating it, but shame on you.
See how she always does that? Oh yeah, shame on the people who killed Charlie Kirk. Shame on the left for celebrating, but especially shame on you, especially you evil right-wingers. Again, it's always our fault.
You never had principles.
We're not allowed to be angry about this, according to erudite. We're not allowed to be angry whatsoever about this. No. And if we get angry, again, it's our fault now. Now we're the ones in the wrong. Yeah. No.
Stood for anything. You just wanted a soapbox bigger than the other guy. You hated the left for cancel culture, for moralizing. You're the same. You're the exact same. If we don't find a way to actually find virtue again, to be noble, to strive for making the right choice, then what are we fighting for? just to win? That's not what great countries, that's not what the Western democracy.
Oh my gosh, there's still 5 minutes left of this woman just saying absolutely nothing, basically just lecturing us for how dare you be mad at this, right wingers? How dare you be mad at us? You know, yeah. I mean, listen, yeah, I know. Yeah, Charlie Kirk getting shot. Yeah, whatever. That's bad. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and the left celebrating the murder. Yeah, that's bad too. Yeah, I know. But you guys are really the baddies here for being upset at the left celebrating or that Charlie Kirk getting murdered. You guys are the real bad guys here. You guys need to stop. You guys need to learn forgiveness. Did the lefties who wanted Charlie Kirk dead, do you think they know forgiveness? No, they don't.
Not what the American project is built on. Not the visions of it, not the dreams of it. You might say, well, the American project's been full of bad things. Yeah, of course. A great man in my life.
Imagine a Canadian, because she's freaking Canadian, which explains her libtardedness. Imagine a Canadian lecturing us about what America is about.
Once said, it's going to take a whole lot of blood, sweat, and shit to fix things, and none of you have the stomach for it. And it's showing. You've all looked at the left, their colorful hair, and their whining about pronouns, and you've scoffed at their privilege. And yet you sit fat, obese on your couch, refusing vaccines which have saved millions of lives, laughing at the idea of polio because you forgot. You forgot all of the human suffering and striving and fighting that brought us here. You forgot what it meant.
This is insane. So now she's going off at us again? Like, what the hell? Again, how is this our fault now? What did we do? What did we do? Why are you mad at us?
Fight for something, for virtue, to be the hero. You forgot why Captain America mattered. You forgot. And it's showing. You're just as much a snowflake and privileged little kid. Because the moment it's hard for you and you get a big soapbox, you're pointing down at everyone else and you're locking up your enemies and you are inciting violence against those who oppose you and you want to cancel them. You want to defund PBS. You want to go after lawyers who went after you. That's no virtue. That's vengeance. You're the villain in the story. In every childhood story that we know of. The hero goes against the villain, and the villain is bad because he's angry and he wants vengeance and he wants to see the world burn. And that's you. You're not the hero in the story. You're the NPC or you're the antagonist. Until.
Oh my goodness, there's 4 minutes left. Pumpkinhead, I know. I'm sick of hearing her voice too, but honestly though, I want to see how much wilder she could go. Now she's mad at us for being mad that Charlie Kirk was murdered. She's mad at us for getting mad at it. Now she's calling us villains because we're mad about this. Now she's roasting us. So I want to see where this goes. Because this is wild.
Until you can look in. Actually look in the mirror, like David Calkins says. Look in the mirror, look at your own fat ass, your stupid face, and go, this is where I'm flawed. I know where I'm flawed.
Do you?
I'm angry. I've been so angry, so incredibly angry, that I've been unfair to the far left at times.
What?
I've been quick to unkindness. I've been hesitant to forgive. I understand, and I apologize. I know this sounds like I'm just standing on an even bigger soapbox. I apologize.
Who is she apologizing to? The left, though? She says, yeah, I know I've been unfair to the left. What? It gets wilder. So it's our faults again. And poor left? She's been unfair to the left? The hell is this woman talking about?
Apologize. I am not pretending here like I am some saint. I am begging you to, alongside with me, try to dig for the principles and virtues that we all said we cared about. for the pursuit of happiness, for the movies you loved the most that made your skin fill with goosebumps at the idea of dreams and hope and promise. I am begging you to look for that part of you, and to call it up now. Because if we don't, we're in for a world of hurt. And I don't want that world. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be perfect in the future. I do my best, but we have to be better than this. I have pushed the left so hard, and I vehemently condemn the shooting against Charlie Kirk. But watching the right reaction of inciting war, of suggesting locking up the left, you're the villain you always feared the left would become. You've become it. You've stared into the abyss so long that you've been subsumed by it.
Subsumed?
This isn't the way. A lot of you who watch my channel are conservative. You find me as like the one sane liberal. I'm imploring you now.
Okay, that was funny. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, I know erudites never claim to be comedian, but see, they'll say something like that, and it gives me a good laugh. Yeah, we watch her because we view her as the one sane liberal. No, erudite. No, delusional, not so erudite. We don't watch you because you're I watch you to laugh at you because you're a fucking moron. And thank you, by the way. I needed that good laugh. It's been a hard few days, especially been a hard, it's been hard since yesterday. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it, really. More material like that, please. Say things like that. Like, oh, you guys watch me because I'm the sane liberal. More stuff like that. That's good. That's good stuff.
Now, your disgust towards the left for the purity and the moralizing and just the downright can't hang uncool kind of stick up our ass energy. I've always said that's kind of fair. Now it's your time to prove your principles. And if you don't, you were the same as the side you hated. Just have different colors. Red instead of blue. But it doesn't matter. Same monster. Peace be with you.
Peace be with you. God, this woman, she's the worst.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. To the family of Kirk, to my friend who was right there talking to him when this happened. I'm sorry. To his children, I'm sorry.
Yeah, are you though? Are you? This is, I love the God, dude, this woman is the worst. Like, she ended off in this dramatic, like, yes, to the children, I'm sorry. And to Charlie Kirk's family, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, most of this video is lecturing the right on why we're a bunch of pieces of shit. Yet again, they can't help themselves. They can't. It's always right-wingers bad. So for some reason, she even seriously sympathizes and empathizes more for the left, that she was critical about the left. She's more sorry for that than pretty much spending all this time calling us pieces of shits for being angry. That's what we are, erudite. We're angry because you killed Charlie Kirk, who did not deserve it. I think out of all of the right-wingers, the right-wing debaters or talking heads, whatever they're called, influencers, I think Charlie Kirk probably deserved it the least. Charlie Kirk is moderate. Charlie Kirk has never done anything to anybody. Okay. And he was shot in cold blood in front of thousands of people. That's on tape for millions to watch, for his children to grow up to watch. His children will never hug their daddy again. His wife will never have her husband back again. He's a human being, and he got shot in cold blood because your side thinks he's a piece of shit because he says things that you don't agree with. That's why we're pissed off. And you know what? We're even more pissed off because assholes like you are coming and lecturing us for being upset about it. Assholes like you, or people on your side, I should say, are celebrating his death. That's why we're pissed off. That's why we're angry. And instead of just letting us be angry, because how else should he act? I mean, again, if someone gets shot, You're getting pissed off at us because there's people online saying this is war. Assholes, you guys started it. You guys have always started it. You guys have been poking this fucking bear for the last 10 years. And the shooting of Charlie Kirk, I think, is the line that's officially been crossed. The line's here. You guys are way over here now. Okay, you crossed it. So now we're thinking, gee, are one of us next? Are we next? Am I next? Who's next? Is Andrew Wilson next? Is Ben Shapiro next? Is Candace Owens next? Is Michael Knowles next? Who the fuck is next? Is Tucker Carlson next? Steven Crowder? Who the fuck is next? Huh? You guys, your side tried to kill the president of the United States, Donald Trump. You guys successfully killed Charlie Kirk. Who the fuck is next? I think it's reasonable here that we're taking the assassination of Charlie Kirk as a declaration of war or some kind of act of war, or just really personally. I think it's pretty reasonable. And for you to come on here and lecture us like we need to be the bigger people, asshole, we've been the bigger people. We've been trying to be as nice as we can about it. All right. Charlie Kirk has been nice about it. He was being nice about it this whole time. And you guys still, your side still killed him in cold blood. So you not so erudite. You, that's all I got to say about that. Just right the fuck off.